Yunzii B75 Pro Max mechanical keyboard. Keep in mind that Yunzii did send me this keyboard to try out and make a video on based on my collaboration terms, which means they have no say in the content of the video and they were not allowed to preview anything. Let's get started. 75% layout mechanical keyboard, and it also has a knob with a screen on it, which is cool. It does wireless connectivity, but it also has a USB-C port. So it has a 4000 milliamp battery inside. So we've got a box within a box. The size 13.7 by 5.65 by 1.66 inches. So it should include the B75 Pro Max keyboard, USB cable, Type-C to Type-A, switch and keyboard puller, 0.4 gigahertz dongle, extra keycaps. Oh yeah, this is even more details. Installer remove switches. So this is a mechanical keyboard and it has standard style switches as well as keycaps. Uses the VIA software. You can change what keys do what. You can do a bunch of other stuff. So here it is, the actual keyboard. There's the accessories. Additional keycaps, 75%. That means it doesn't have the full numpad, which I'm personally not a fan of the numpad. This specific keyboard has their Milk version 2 linear switches. They're supposed to be their quietest, although I can tell that it's louder than my other keyboard. I personally prefer very quiet keyboards. That's obviously just a preference thing. USB-C port. Nice click to it. Then you've got a switch here. So in the center is going to be wired, it looks like. And then this is going to be the 2.4 gigahertz, and then we've got Bluetooth on that side. So here's one of the keycaps I just pulled from the keyboard. I'll do it again. Let's put that back in. And then you've got this. So you're going to use that with each key, and then you're going to pull up. But it seems to want to go into itself, so you're going to have to separate it. And then on this end should be the one for the switches. I'm not really sure like which direction it's supposed to go, but as long as it locks in like that, you just pull up, and then you've got your key. And then I could swap with another one if I want to, but this is the default configuration. So, and here we can see the Milk V2 linear switch. So there's the post on there. It's got the side ones, so it should be a little bit more stable than one with just the center piece. I think it would go like this. And it should probably push inward. Oh, that was very, very easy. And on the bottom here, we've got the leads. Some posts for getting it orientated right. When you bottom these out, they do have quite a click to them. So that's where the switch goes. You can see the 3 different holes, and then the 2 smaller holes for the metal wires. Oh, the LED is actually inside the keyboard itself. It's not in the switch. So that's where the LED is going to shine through and then go up here. Okay, that was very easy to reinsert. Hopefully it's good. Then we've got our keycap to put back on. These do have quite the thunk. But actually pressing the button, if you don't hit the end point, they're very quiet, but if you, depending on how hard you hit, it makes some noise. This is a button. It also rotates. I can feel click stops. I think it's a 65. Yeah. So you can see the difference. It's not really massively larger. You do have the function keys on this one, which is very nice. And this one does not. You have to use a function button plus the numbers. So that's a little irritating to me with this keyboard compared to this one. Let's do a sound test and see if we can get a good sound going. Yunzii one. My opinion is that it has a very different sound. If you press lightly enough, it's quiet. But if you're going to be hitting the keys, it's very noticeable. These are linear. They don't have a click. It's going to be dependent on you. I will say the spacebar feels very stabilized compared to the spacebar on my other keyboard. This is, yeah, this feels like a sturdier stabilization somehow. Two different levels of feet on the bottom. They do have rubber for the big ones. There's also, I mean, it's probably silicone. Feels like silicone. So if you want a little bit of different height, that is nice. This one does not have any sort of height adjustment. Let's go to the lower level of feet here. This also has the silicone material. So it's got a little bit of a different height adjustment. Obviously I need to connect it. We'll start with the wired connection. Hopefully this is long enough. There's the RGB. So it looks like it defaults to a flowing RGB mode. Information here. Let's see if we can change it without using the software. So function backspace is the backlight on and off. It's going to be this key and that one. So we turn the backlight off. So that was function backspace. Now we've got our RGB back. Function backslash. So that's going to be this one. Okay, that gives us different modes of lighting. It's kind of a fast RGB. It's kind of a swirl. Oh. So it's slowly growing. Now we've got one color. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, I think we're back to the, this might be the default. Function tab, white light on or off. So if you want a basic white, it's a function tab. Okay, that's very nice. Function up and down for brightness. I can't tell the difference. That's function tab. Okay, so it didn't work in the white mode. That's probably like a default brightness, but it looks like it's, yeah, there's a few different modes there. I mean, levels of brightness. And we've got blinking speed, function, the other arrows. So if you want high speed, or low speed. So adjusting the knob, okay, automatically adjusts the computer's volume by default. So if we swap back to here for a second and I adjust the knob, you can see the volume adjust down at the bottom of the computer. Then function right control, battery level. I see it. I see the battery on here. Function delete should turn the screen on and off. Yeah. So this turned off. Turn back on. Function 8 is screen homepage. Function 9, switch screen image. Function 0, switch to a GIF. Function N, switch to a 24-hour or 12-hour clock. Function A is Windows. Function S is Mac. So this should be function A. I don't know if that makes a difference, because it's probably defaulted to Windows. And then function 1 through 4 are the different wireless modes. But there also is a switch in the back. So here's the place where you can adjust GIF images, pictures, update the device time. Okay, that worked. It just was a one-click operation. Switch to homepage, switch to picture or GIF mode, clear GIF. So we could add something here. I'll swap once it's fully done uploading. It's still uploading it. I'm not sure, that must have been a large image. Oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh. There we go. Look at that thing. It's going to town. It was 104 kilobytes. It took quite a while for it to upload to the keyboard. But it probably split it into frames, is my guess. Yeah, it's still going. What was... How do I turn it off? Blinking speed. Switch to GIF. Switch to screen image. So it's function 0, function 9, function 8. Oh, wait. Okay, they were function 8, not function F8. So now we're back to the time date information. So I could show that as well. So this is the default. And you can see the different connectivity modes. And it's on Windows mode. Yeah, Windows mode. There's also a Apple mode, I think. I don't have an Apple computer to test that though. Yeah, very cool. Could swap to an image. So it'd be function 9. And I don't have any, oh, so it defaults to their logo. Yeah, so we've got quite a bit here. And this is an additional bit of configuration, mostly for the screen it looks like. And then this is the other one. So let's kind of move on to this as well. Download the JSON file first. So we're going to download this via website updating refreshing toolbox. So we've got a file. Switch to here for a second. I don't want to show any folder stuff. Extract all. So here we've got the JSON file. It says open up and go to the design page to upload the file. Ah, so this is turned off by default. Let's go back to Chrome browser. So we've got that, authorized device, connect. And we have to go into here and turn this thing on. And then go into here. And then we need to drag over our correct file and then repair it. So we still have our key tester, but also we have the configuration. So you click here and then you can swap the key. So if I wanted to just change that to F1 to A for some reason, then I just did that. But we can go back to the wherever the function keys are. Here it is, F1. Oh no. F1, F2. Okay, so yeah. So that's how you change. If you wanted to swap any things, if you do swap these keys, then you can change it in here. So if I, for example, there was a home key instead of the in key, I could change it out and swap it, and then it'll be set. And it even has the volume thing. So you can adjust the hex code or whatever to adjust the volume switch changer type thing. That's cool. There's macro modes. If you wanted to mess with that, save, load, lighting. Here's our different lightings you can default to. So let's look for the solid. Let's try solid reactive. And then we can swap to some other color here. Okay, I'm in the wrong mode. Yeah, so when I'm pressing the keys, it changes to the blue for each key pressed. Solid color, now we got the blue. And then increase the brightness. Yeah, cool. It's good. So you've got all of those adjustments. If you want the speed of different effects of the ones, a breathing, cycle, rainbow, pinwheel, yeah, all those ones. You can do it on the keyboard too. It's in the manual, we already went over that. There's different layers as well. So we've got the standard layer, and then with the function key, you can see all of the different things. You can even change that. So if you wanted different ways to adjust brightness or something to a different key, that's good. Here's another one. Yeah, so a ton of customizability with a VIA keyboard. This other keyboard that I have, this one's also a VIA one. I just haven't messed with it in so long that I didn't know I had to do a specific thing, turn on the, I don't know why they have that design thing disabled by default. That's very odd. Anyways, it works, so it's good. Next up, we could try the wireless connectivity. So I'm going to disconnect this. It does have a built-in battery. We've got our 2.4 gigahertz mode. There's a switch to define which one, and then there's obviously the USB-C port. I did notice with the one USB cable that did not come with this, the cable was a little too big, so you'll have to be sure that your cable's working there. I'm sure you'll probably be able to find ones. Obviously the one that comes with it is fine, and that's what the one that comes with the keyboard looks like. So anything that has too thick of a plastic around it might not necessarily lock into there. But here's the 2.4 gigahertz thing. That's what that looks like. It's got their logo on it. I'm going to put this in the computer. Oh, turn on. Okay. So I just toggled the switch in the back. Now we are wireless and connected. Testing out the, what is it called? Let's see. Yunzii Yunzii. Yeah, Yunzii B75 Pro Max 2.4. Say and knob, the volume knob works. If we want to turn on the screen, that's going to be function 0 to turn on the GIF. Yep, the GIF works. Let's go back to that. We are in wireless mode with the Goofy Cat GIF. There is Bluetooth as well. So we've got our Bluetooth. Switch to Bluetooth mode. So it's blinking red on that. And then we can go into Windows. Blue. Oh, what am I doing? I need a keyboard. That's kind of an unusual problem. I mean, I could use a mouse, but let's put the dongle back in here. Switch to the Bluetooth, and the keyboard enters Bluetooth mode. Shortly press function 1, 2, or 3 to choose the channel. Should hopefully, I'm going to just hold it over there. Bluetooth is generally more finicky than other types of connections, but it's not seeing it, so maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, generally my opinion would be don't use Bluetooth unless you have to. Use the dongle. It's going to be so much easier. Okay, I need to do long press function 1, 2, or 3. So I have to hold down on this, and let's just... Did it show up? Yeah, it showed up. There we go. It's connected through Bluetooth. The cat GIF is still running through the whole thing. Let's turn that off. Let's go to the screen image, function 9. All right. Good. So we've got Bluetooth connection. How do you spell Bluetooth? No, it's just P-L. Is it uppercase? No. Hat. Yeah, well, it works. Nice. And throughout all of this, if you want to configure anything on the keyboard, you're going to have to use the wired connection because the wireless connectivity is not capable of doing the VIA software or doing the Unzii specific adjustments of the screen and such. So that's good to know. I think I've covered everything with function. Obviously it has a battery in here, so if you want to keep that charged, you're going to have to connect it to a USB power source. It's going to pull power most likely from the computer when it's connected, but you could should be able to connect it to some sort of USB power source as well. That's the great thing about mechanical keyboards that are able to be swapped. Have the keys and the switches as well swapped. Sometimes switches are integrated into them, but the keys should always be swappable. So if you want to swap one of these, you can use that VIA software if you need. So if you wanted to have a home key instead of a N key that is defaulted to the keyboard. You can do that. There's a pause option, print, insert, and then that looks like a Mac key command. So there is no Windows, like Windows shape key, it looks like. There's a system key. Anyways, those are the extras that come with it. Keep in mind that Yunzii did send me this keyboard at no cost. I'm going to give you a general summary of the functions and features here. Seems pretty well-rounded. We have 3 different modes of communication. You have the Bluetooth, you have the 2.4 gigahertz with the dongle, which is very easy to use, and the wired connection. There's a built-in battery, has a screen where you can adjust things and customize it as you would like with their own software type website thing, as well as using the VIA software to adjust key positions and macros, RGB lighting, lots of things. That was a look at the Unzii B75 Pro Max.